Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Supreme Medium Diviner. It's your favorite voodoo queen, Tammy, and medium. Yes, I do voodoo. Yes, I talk to the dead. Today we're going to be talking about thresholds and how they make things, places haunted, okay? But before we get into that, if you have not subscribed to me, please go ahead and subscribe to me. And once you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell so you can be notified when I drop a video. Also, share the love if this content will interest someone else. And also, go ahead and leave a comment so we can have a dialogue. I can get your expertise, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. What is a threshold? A threshold for spirits is like a doorway where you can enter in and you can come into a place, all right? But guess what? The spirit has to be invited through this threshold. They can't just like come in, okay? So what that leads me into telling you is that this is how places get haunted. It's not because someone dies and their spirit resides there. It's not because somebody is murdered and their spirit is angry and it wants to stay there. That is not how things become haunted. Now, granted, the spirits are around. Just because spirits are around, it doesn't mean that places are haunted, okay? So, how you can invite things through your doorway, through your threshold. That can be the doorway to the front of your home, the doorway to the front of your room, the doorway to your bathroom, the doorway to your closet, the doorway to your basement, to your attic, your back door. Any place there's an opening, a gate, any place that there's an opening where they can come over that threshold, you have invited the spirits in, okay? So, when you invite a spirit in and they come through the threshold, that's letting them know that they can enter and they have some type of domain over the space that they have entered, meaning that there is the potential that the place is going to be haunted, okay? So let's take, for example, if there is a house that you move into and a murder happened in that house, okay? And let's say you move into the house. You don't know that there was a murder in that house, okay? And you live there for about 15, 20 years. You never have any experience other than hearing something here and there, right? You move out. Say somebody moves in and you get wind of all these things happening. They contacted you. It was like, was this house haunted? And you're like, no. But they knew about the murder of the house, okay? So the fact that they knew, it gave life to the spirit of the murder, okay? Even if those spirits don't reside there, it gave life to the spirit of the murder. So they knew about it. It was on their minds. They probably looked things up, probably researched things, right? So they invited their energy in. So therefore, the house seemed haunted to them, okay? Let's take, for example, you're worshiping your ancestors, doing veneration, right? You have invited them in, and the altar is a crossroad. We talked about that before. So, you have made a spiritual location for these ancestors, right? But you don't keep it at the altar. You don't keep it at the ancestral altar, right? You talk about them through the house. You think about them when you're in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Their energy is on you. It's just around the house. Guess what? You've invited them in the threshold. So guess what? The house can potentially seem haunted by your ancestors, right? Things might start happening. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it might just start happening. So hauntings happen when you let things enter into your threshold, okay? So that's why it's very important that you understand what's going on in your house, what's outside your house. Have you been outside? Anybody been on you negative? Make sure you're cleansing yourself, okay? So you don't want to get anything bad coming in. So you always want to make sure that you're cleansing your space, cleansing that threshold. You always want to cleanse on the outside, not the inside, okay? Also, you want to make sure that the space is clean because we can bring things in from all kind of sources, right? And we don't want them entering. So if there's one particular stuff that you don't want to, give life to, don't talk about it. Don't be researching it. Try not to think about it, okay? Because when you do those things, you invite them in, okay? A lot of times when people go to places like say plantations and they have bed and breakfast, like Murder's Plantation, for instance, okay? I'm not saying things didn't happen there, but when people say that they have some of these incidents that happen, they see some of these hauntings, they have invited a lot of the stories that they tell, they have been invited in, okay? They have invited a lot of spirits in the threshold, okay? So people probably have seen apparitions or seen things that may seem haunted, okay? So always remember, a threshold is a doorway. That can be like a door, it can be a gate, and think of it as an entryway, okay? And this is how things become haunted, places become haunted, because we let whatever's the spirit or entity or deity, whatever is going on, or the thoughts, we let them in that threshold. And once they're in that threshold, they feel like that they are able to be in that space and they can cause hauntings, okay? So I hope this gave you a better understanding of thresholds and how hauntings begin. And again, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.